Okay, let's take a look at graphing number 41 from section 2.1. Here we want to graph the function f of x equal negative 2x, and we also want to graph g of x equal negative 2x minus 5. So we're going to enlarge the graph, and whenever we graph we have to choose a graphing tool. Both are graphs of lines, so we're going to choose the line tool. And f of x equal negative 2x could be thought of as f of x equal negative 2x plus 0. So that has a y-intercept of 0. So that means the point 0, 0 is on the graph. And it has a slope of negative 2, which I'm going to think of as negative 2 over 1. So I'm going to go 2 units down. The top number in the slope tells me whether to move up or down. So I'm going 2 units down. So the numerator was negative 2, and the denominator is a positive 1. The denominator of the slope tells me whether to move right or left. Since the denominator is a positive 1, I'm going to move 1 unit right. And so that gives me my second point on the line. So, oops, my finger slipped. All right, pick the line tool, plot the y-intercept. We're thinking of this as negative 2x plus 0. So the y-intercept's y-coordinate is 0. The x of the y-intercept is always 0. So that puts us at the point 0, 0 for the y-intercept. The slope is negative 2, which I'm thinking of as negative 2 over 1. So I'm going to move 2 units down. The top number of the slope tells me to move up or down, or not to move at all if it's 0. So since it's negative, I'm moving down 2 units. I'm thinking of negative 2 as negative 2 over 1. The bottom number tells me whether to move right or left. I'm going to move 1 unit right since that bottom number is positive. The direction I move is right. The number is 1, so I move 1 unit right. I click here. Then I'm going to move out onto the graph and click. I save. Oops, I got to go back because I forgot I'm plotting another function. So I also need to plot g of x equal negative 2x minus 5. So what g of x does is, because the y's of f of x were negative 2x, g of x subtracts 5 from every y value of f of x. Y tells me about moving up or down. So this means g takes every point of f and shifts it 5 units down. So I'm going to pick the line tool again. And now I'm going to start at I can start at any point on f. I want to start at a point whose coordinates are integers. And I'm going to move 5 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives me a point on the graph. Now I can start at any other point on G. Let's go to the point we plotted, 1, negative 2, and let's move 5 units down from there. Notice we don't change the x. We're simply decreasing y by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that gives me the second point on the graph of G. I click anywhere in the graph away from either line so that this becomes a solid blue. I save it, check my answer, And that's correct. And that's how you graph number 41. How is the graph of G related to the graph of F? We already said the graph of G is the graph of F shifted 5 units vertically down. So C is our answer there. And that's how I work this problem.